We're going to go ahead and move on to item number 3, public comments for items not on the agenda. Individuals will be allowed up to 3 minutes. It is the council's policy to refer matters raised in this forum to staff for investigation and or action where appropriate. The Brown Act prohibits the council from discussing or acting upon any matter not agendized pursuant to state law. City Clerk, you'd be so kind.
Yes, we have so far one hand raised. Paul Wapinski. Just one moment while I bring you in the room, Paul. Hi, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay, Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for letting me speak. During the candidate forum, Councilman Salazar correctly answered a question regarding the $8 million deficit. We don't have a deficit. We had to cut essential or non-essential items in order to balance our budget. Like people who go on diets, there are 2 possible outcomes after the loss. They can gain the weight back or they can continue on their diet. The same as with our budget. We're learning to live with less right now. There's a big difference between what we need and what we want. We've always had budget problems in the city, and we most always likely will. And I recommend that you keep our city government spending lean and mean and only spend on our money on essential services. My second item is during a debate over the cannabis ballot measure, there were numerous people that were arguing for it and how safe and secure the businesses were in other cities in the Bay Area. And this is some counter information. And I'm going to quote directly from the San Jose Mercury News, an article published on November 4, 2020 by David DeBolt, Harry Harris, and George Kelly. What appears to be a crime spree time to coincide with the election, a group of police described as a caravan of armed robbers roved around East Oakland on Tuesday evening, targeting cannabis businesses in a series of attacks that put several people in the hospital. One person tied to the group was fatally shot by police near 92nd Avenue and Holly Street after fleeing motorist injured 4 officers. About an hour later, 3 gunmen shot 2 security guards while trying to rob a marijuana business near 85th Avenue. At yet another East Oakland cannabis location, a Jeep driver rammed the storefront's gate and the place was looted. Other outlets hit included a cannabis cultivation business in the 200 block of Hagenberger Road and a cannabis grow in 8100 block of MacArthur and a cannabis dispensary near High and Lion Streets. Cannabis businesses face a greater risk of becoming targets of robberies due to mostly being a cash business and the potential for value of their products. Marijuana businesses have also been targeted. Oakland Citizens for Equity and Prosperity Chair James Anthony said in July that many of the cities of more than 300 licensed marijuana-related businesses have responded to ongoing threats with surveillance systems, guards, and other deterrent efforts. In recent years, you'd see robberies in broad daylight with groups of 10 to 15 people neutralizing security, controlling employees, and taking inventory, cash, equipment as they leave. When Oakland police were distracted, dozens of cannabis businesses were robbed and a couple were so badly destroyed that they are now just opening weeks later, Anthony said in July. The only people who didn't get robbed had armed security for nights in a row. So I hope people that in the future take this into account if we allow or consider allowing cannabis in San Bruno. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments.
Next we have Mitchell Clark.
Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Yes, hello. My name is Mitchell Clark. Happy holidays to everyone. I am a part of a collective advocating for a skate spot on Ingville near Sneath Lane driving range. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of this spot, but there's a long-standing drainage or runoff ditch that is set for demolition within the week that myself and my colleagues are here to advocate against. This spot is served as a skate spot for the Bay Area skateboarding community and has been so since approximately the early 80s. San Bruno Police Chief Joe Hansen and Officer Tommy Ledesma are aware of our efforts and our support of our spot, as many Bay Area skateboarders use this area because of a limited amount of skate parks within, especially San Francisco County. And basically, to summarize, what we're trying to do is clean up the spot and make it skatable for recreational use. And we are aware that some like graffiti and criminal activity has gone on in that spot over the past years. But we've since the past 6 months roughly, a collective of skateboarders have been very, very motivated to clean up the spot and use it strictly for skateboarding, and other like scooters and BMX bikes. And we're just really, really, really trying to advocate to keep the spot there and to advocate for it not to be demolished, as it has a very rich history in skateboarding, especially. Like I said, it has been around since the early 80s, and it's been covered in videos and skateboarding publications since that time. So I would please ask that city council members please let us have the chance to bring this to a vote as soon as humanly possible for us to preserve this spot for all the skateboarders of the Bay Area and San Bruno. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments.
Next, we have Marshall Fredericks. Hi, Marshall, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm also speaking in regards to the skate park on Ingval Court. I'm just asking that you please postpone the demolition until we've been given a chance to plead our case and vote on whether or not we can keep it or what we could do to have a skate park in the community. We've only been given less than a week's notice that the demolition is going to even happen. And we're just asking that you give us a chance to plead our case and work together and preserve the skate park. Regarding what was said earlier about a budget, it's cost $0 so far to the city to have the skate park be built. That can continue as far as I know. That's no issue, but I do know that it's going to cost money to have it torn down, and I don't the land's not being used for anything else. I'm just asking to please postpone the demolition until we've been given a chance to plead our case and bring it to a vote. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Next is Ryan Motzek. Just one moment.
Hello?
Hi, Ryan, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
All right. My name is Ryan Motzik. I, too, am here to speak in support of not demolishing the ditch at Sneak Lane. That has been, as mentioned before, it's been a heritage skate spot that had already been, undone and made unskateable. Being that San Bruno doesn't have a skate park and there's a huge need for skateboarding spots, I can speak out of experience. I own a skateboard store that's been in business for close to 15 years. We're selling more skateboards than ever, and it's a very inclusive activity. We have girls, boys, members of the LGBTQ community picking up skateboards, and they need a place to go. If there's budgeting issues, I would say that tearing down a spot that's doing no harm and creating a safe haven for skateboarders just wouldn't make sense. I would also like to cite an LA Times article from earlier this year. There was a study on skateboarding and how it affects society. I'll quote, skateboarders are prone to being labeled by society as rebels, social deviants, or rule breakers. Stereotyping masks an array of valuable skills obtained through skateboarding. The study aims to redefine what it means to be a skateboarder and highlight connections among skateboarding, education, and career. Basically, skateboarding developed an ability to communicate and build relationships with people from diverse backgrounds. Skaters are excellent critical thinkers, problem solvers, and who view success from a more communal perspective. They bring that insight into other areas of their lives, which is valuable to any university or organization. So with that said, and with that study and what I'm observing through my own lens of selling skateboards to the Bay Area community, I think it would be a travesty to spend resources tearing down something that was given to the city. I can also say that if there's any question about, oh, this wasn't supposed to be here, this was unsanctioned, that's also happened in other towns, Portland, San Francisco, and they become sanctioned skate spots by the city that was built by skateboarders. I just would advise to hear out the skateboarders, give it a shot, put things on hold, don't waste any money, and let's talk about what can be done to save this spot, and then maybe in the future talk about building an actual skate park too. But for now, tearing down a useful space that serves the community, something that is healthy, safe, drug-free, alcohol-free, gang-free, I would advise to leave it alone. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you for your comments.
Next is Joseph Peterson.
Hi, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Ready to go. Hello, everybody. Thanks for the time here. I am also calling in regards to the drainage structure on Engvall Court. I'm a local skater and appreciate the opportunity you guys have given us. I'm going to list 3 reasons that I believe it would be a waste of the city's money and time to demolish this spot. The first reason would be, of course, I think other people have mentioned, it would cost the city $0 to leave it as is, but it would definitely cost the city money to tear the spot down or to produce a skate park, which, of course, would be welcomed, but San Bruno currently does not have one. So on to my second point. The spot currently provides San Bruno skaters with a place to skate without intruding on private or public businesses. There is a nearby golf course, but we are somewhat out of the way and out of sight and out of mind from most other people. And then the third point I would like to make is that it's a safe space rather than a dump. I think when I had first seen that place was about a decade ago, and it was mainly used as a dumping ground for people's forgotten mattresses, their working equipment. And since revisiting in the last few months after hearing that skaters had started building there, I found a place that was clean. It was free of more recent graffiti. And, I found actually when I first arrived there, some younger kids skating there. They said they had been dropped off by their parents and their parents were down the street golfing. So, I already see that it has a way of breaking into the community and providing children a place to go that, normally kids that play basketball can go to a basketball court, but kids that skateboard don't really have a place in San Bruno to currently go. And so they found this ditch, and it's a place that a few of them are starting to call home. I really don't see a point in demolishing something that is doing nothing but providing community benefit and allowing kids to express themselves. So a couple of final points here. My personal experience with this spot has been that, I saw it initially in magazines as I was a teenager and always heard about this place being nearby. I finally went to go see it about 4 years ago and saw that there were cement blocks covering the place because the city had shut it down. And I forgot about it then, and I think just about anybody else had at that point. But seeing in the last few months that somebody has found this and given it new purpose and new life has really, reinvigorated myself to get out and go skateboard more. It's definitely, I think, a promotion to the community, and it's a reflection on the citizens of Bruno as a creative form of expression. So again, thank you all for your time, and I hope we consider this something that we can hold off on for now.
Thank you for your comments.
Next is Nicholas.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Thanks so much. Hi, I'm Nicholas Hope. I am a Pacifica business owner, and I'm also here to speak on behalf of the skate development that's near Sneath Lane. So I am a guest in this meeting, and a lot of this has already been said, so I'll keep it brief, but I'll open by saying that, not just in our own small community, in the Bay Area, and at large, we're facing a lot of troubles and a lot of issues right now. So I wonder how we could come together for each other in our community. I think that what's been happening at the skate development over near Sneath in the golf course is really a wonderful thing. And it's a safe way that people can come together for a creative and productive project. And then utilizing that space in the future, is a good thing for kids and young people, and people actually of all ages to come together and do safely outside. And it's been said before, this is a historic location. And this is another point that's been made, but I think it's very important, is that so far the development of this location has been of $0 to the city, and it's been completely financed by these individuals and their own personal capital. They're sourcing all the labor themselves, and yes, of course, it would cost to have it torn down. Now, I've seen these fellas at work, they're respected in their community. They're doing a professional job in putting it together. And I just think it'd be a terrible shame to see it go to waste. So if anything, for this discussion to be successful, I would say that you just keep an open mind and don't be too hasty about tearing down this creative and productive development that's found to enrich a community of San Bruno. So thanks so much for listening.
Thank you for your comments.
Next is Mackenzie Santiago. I'm trying to unmute Mackenzie.
Hi, Mackenzie here.
Hi.
I too am part of that collaborative of skateboarders / environmentalists looking to make use of unused spots artistically and recreationally. We all believe that this will enhance the neighborhood and make it unique. A lot of people put blood, sweat, and tears out of their own pockets, and this place has significance in skateboarding history dating back to the early 80s. It is a point of destination for people outside of the area, probably out of state too. We would like to at least get the chance to be able to petition this place. There are other DIY spots where the skateboarders that do build this spot take care of the cleanliness of the park. They actually enforce it, to like not have any riffraff going on around there. And you could see that in Treasure Island. I think they did a really good job, and we locally are trying to do the same thing and enhance the neighborhood rather than to diminish what it is. So I would hope that you guys aren't so hasty on demolishing this place. There are neighbors that are not tied to skateboarding that actually love walking. And they think it'd be a lot more. I mean, I really think this can enhance. This is a really unique kind of place compared to a lot of other skate spots in the Bay Area. So please give us that chance to find ways to petition this place to make it a legitimate skateboard spot. And that's all I got to say.
Thank you for your comments.
Next is Carlos Gonzalez.
Hi, I'm here as well to advocate for the skate spot. And I basically only want to say two things. That first of all, the skate community in San Bruno has been growing steadily since I was in middle school. And I just remember kind of being the only skateboarder at my school, and then slowly just started picking up, and it's been a great thing to see expand. And the main thing that all of the people in this skate community of San Bruno agree upon is the fact that we need a proper skate park, because I mean, we hop from parking lot to parking lot in the area and either get kicked out by the police, or we end up skating it all right, but there's no designated space for us to skate. And this new DIY has been something that the San Bruno skate community has needed for a long time. And I'm just happy to see that the community was able to put together efforts and resources to do something that the city hasn't done. And I honestly think that it's something positive for the community. It's been bringing a lot of people from many different backgrounds together for so long, and it'll continue to do that. And again, as many people have mentioned, the funding's been coming directly from the community, and I think that's something that you guys can probably get behind. And if this was just torn down, I don't see any benefit to that. And just overall, it would kind of suck. I mean, we would have to go back to what we've been doing and waiting on other renovations or an actual skate park here. But for now, I think letting us have this, or at least waiting to demolish it until we can figure out something else to do for the community, would be the best for us. And yeah.
Thank you for your comments.
Next is skate park.
Hello.
Hello, whenever you're ready.
Hi, my name is Danny Katut, and I would just like to have a moment of your time to talk about the skate park, as the name suggests. So we talked earlier about how there's a budget problem. If anything, tearing down this place would cause more of a budget problem, because, as you know, it costs money to hire these people. And if you're doing that, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get off topic, but anyways, it'll keep the kids out of trouble, and it's a great outlet for them. And we would open it at like certain times, so it's not just all hours of the day, And it would also probably lower the juvenile crime. I mean, Lord knows if I had something like this when I was a kid, I might not have been such a, pardon my French, but shithead, I probably shouldn't have just sworn. I apologize. But anyways, I'm just asking for like a little bit of just leeway here, middle ground. I'm not asking for us to have full, or whoever's building it to have full say of what's going on, or even it being demolished. I'm just looking for middle ground. And I think if we, going forward, if we get like a petition to sign and like raise awareness for it, it's great, because like growing up as a kid in elementary school, we're always taught that we can make a difference if we put our mind to anything. And I guess the whole reason we're berating you right now is because we're trying to make that difference to raise awareness. And if you guys just go and destroy it before we can, that just, for me anyways, I don't think it seems right. And it's just, it would suck if it got destroyed, and it would make the city nicer, honestly. It would bring more tourists to our small little town, and people would come by, and it could be a landmark. And it would be a place for just art and artists around the Bay Area to just come and flourish and have an outlet to express their thoughts and their opinions on the way they see things, And the fact of the matter is, look at how many people are here talking about it. It proves that it's a big part of the community. And I don't think I'm going to be the last one to speak on it unless you guys need to push forward and go on with the actual meeting itself. But we're just here to speak our piece. And yeah, I think basically that's it. And I appreciate your time and giving us the outlet to talk about this. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Next is Guillermo Carrillo.
Hello?
Hello, whenever you're ready.
All right. I'm also here to advocate for the skate park, and I get that a lot's already been said, so I'll keep it short. Being from Burlingame, there's a lot of skate spots around the Bay Area. Let's start it off with that. However, the ditch is like up there in skate spots. Not only because of the history, but because of the work that's been put into it. And the fact that I have the like I being someone who lives in Burlingame will leave to go to San Bruno to skate there. You know, I hope I'm getting across how much it means to me and to other skaters around the Bay Area. A lot of what I wanted to say has already been said, so I'll leave it at that. But please consider it and at least give us some leeway to, you know, figure it out. Thank you for your time, though. That's it.
Thank you for your comments.
Next is Gavin Aton. I'm trying to get you unmuted, Gavin.
All right, so my name is Gavin Aton. I'm 14, and I'm also part of this Saving That Ditch thing. So I also agree with Carlos because as a skateboarder of the San Bruno City, we have been looking and desiring a skate park, like being local. Because right now, every day I have to hop on the bus and pay to go to Millbrae Skate Park, and I feel like that's very inconvenient compared to having a skate park really close. Oh my god, okay. This ditch also sparks and creates imagination and creativity because we can all build some part of it that could contribute to the skate park. And I think that would be it.
Okay,
Thank you for your comments.
Next is Noah M. One moment, I'm having trouble bringing Noah into the room. Noah, it's restricting me from allowing you to speak due to the Zoom platform you're using. I'll try to come back to you in just a moment. In the meantime, we'll go to Eric J.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for allowing me to address the council. I would just like to reiterate basically what everyone's been saying. I've been going to this area since the late 80s, and I've seen every iteration of it come and go. And it would be great to keep it going because it's essentially a free skate park that's being built, you know, on a private sector. And now, you know, skateboarding's in the Olympics now. So, you know, I'm just asking that maybe the city council could, you know, treat this like any other sports endeavor instead of just, you know, the wayward rebel aspect of it that, you know, it's not anymore in any sense. So, yeah, I mean, give it the same consideration you would for any kind of sports complex or facility. And that would be appreciated. And hopefully we can find a middle ground and come up with a dialogue enabling us to develop this area into something for everyone. So a full community space for the kids. You know, I've been skating there forever, and now I'm skating with my friends' kids there. So it's really something special. It's been around for a long time. That yeah, I hope you guys could I don't know, allow us to work with you, and maybe we'll get something good going. So yeah, I appreciate the time. I'm basically saying everything that everyone else has. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, next is Noah. Let me try again. Let me see. It's not allowing me to let Noah in. Mayor, how would you like me to proceed?
We can try the next speaker, and the only other option that I think you or I know of is to bring them in as a panelist. So that's not normal, but that would be the only other option that I know of, unless there's something else that somebody knows.
All right, I think that's the only other option. I'll bring in the next speaker, and then we'll come back to Noah. I'm sorry about that, Noah. Danielle Road.
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Danielle. I'm a girl, I'm a skateboarder, and I've been involved in other little projects similar to this one, and I just wanted to say I've seen it work out and turn into something really great, not only for the skateboarding community, but for the city as well. Basically, you guys can't lose by letting this little project stick around a little bit longer, just to see what happens. Yeah, I'm really hoping you guys will consider like all these pleas and take us seriously, because we do care about the place. So that's about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Appreciate your comments.
Okay, I had our IT check out Noah to see if they can help, and unfortunately we can't. We're going to need to bring him in as a panelist, so just one moment. Hi, Noah, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay, I just want to talk about Marshall's hard work. The amount of work he's put into this past 6 months, maybe longer, going there pretty much every day, spending his own money to build a safe space for the community. It's just one of the most amazing things I've witnessed in my entire lifetime. And he allows anyone to work on it. I've gone there, I've mixed concrete, I've laid concrete, I've just helped him out with the spot. Many other people have helped him out with this spot. It's just such an important part of our community, and it would just be a travesty to tear it down. I don't see any good reason to, but that's just my outlook on it, so that's all I have to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for bearing with us and hanging on and your comments.
Okay, it looks like I'm waiting. There's no other hands raised.
Okay, I'm seeing the same. So, thank you, City Clerk. First and foremost, I talked to Mr. Fredericks earlier today, outreach as far as how this process goes with the council meeting and speaking, and so we went over the public comment element. So, I want to thank all the speakers. Nice to hear everybody's opinion as well as contributing their thoughts, and I think it's very meaningful and appreciated. It was nice to talk to Mr. Fredericks earlier today. With so much, I think it would be of value, Council, for me to ask the city manager to kind of give an overview so that we're all on the same page and the speakers that are still with us can kind of hear where we're at, so we understand where we're at and what's going on with that situation on Inkball with the skate park. City manager?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. Javon Brogan, City Manager. And so why don't I address a few things, and I can hear the city attorney in my ear saying don't stray too far because the topic isn't agendized. But I think it's important to address this and clarify some of the things. And personally, I am excited that we've had so many youth and young adults come and attend to address this topic under public comment. Probably only an issue like this can they rally so many people to dial into our Zoom meeting. And so really quick, a couple things. Of course, like a number of the speakers said, this is a decades long and historical use where this area has been used by skaters. However, to clarify, we are not intending to demolish the ditch. The ditch is actually a spillway for the creek that is in that area. What we will be removing is the unpermitted construction on top of and within the drainage ditch area. So what is absolutely true is this has been used for a long time. The city had, in prior occasions, taking out other construction put in large cinder blocks within the middle of the spillway to prevent some of those activities. And this issue, at least personally, first came to my attention over 2 months ago. And I know that staff reached out to a number of people in the community. And the first thing that I said is, wait, before we remove this, let's reach out to the community, because the community is actually talking to us. The community, through entering this area, undertaking the significant effort to bring in significant construction materials, concrete, cinder blocks, potentially rebar, is actually speaking to us and saying, we want an area, we want a skate park, so let's make contact. And we actually did, several months ago, make contact with a number of individuals. And the goal was to earnestly start the conversation about potentially having a skate park in Bruno, and where could that be? But the one thing we cannot allow, and why we are intending to remove what has been constructed, is we have unpermitted construction that is potentially unsafe. And we do not knowingly allow residents to do unpermitted construction that is not reviewed and safe. And this is a city asset, it is city property. We do bear the liability for all of the events that occur there. And so when we did reach out and make contact, that contact was made through the police department. The goal was to actually find out who's doing this unpermitted construction and link them with our community services department and get them in front of our Park and Recreation Commission to start the process and start the articulation about how and where can we have a skate park in the city of San Bruno. And let's do that. So we've been taking notes. We know that there were over 13 speakers. I know that staff has talked to a number of the people that spoke tonight. And certainly the city of San Bruno earnestly wants to begin that conversation. Unfortunately, we have to do what we've done before, which is remove the illegal and potentially unsafe construction that's happened in a spillway, probably made greater because we're getting into the wet season. And so that is planned, and the outreach initially was to make contact and also to give the community time to remove some of the construction materials and tools that they have there. And so we will continue to work with the community that we made contact with and move forward.
Okay, and thank you for bringing that up to us and letting the speakers hear that as well. That is it for public comment.